Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Break Room. In today's edition, we're going to talk about Kanye West, Yeezy, and his new trademark strategy. Is it wise? Is it smart? Is it something? KR.
Or it is nothing. Who knows? Guys, maybe it's a non-story. We will dive this. I mean, you guys will tell us: is this a non-story or is it? Adidas has announced that they will start selling the stockpile of Yeezy sneakers later this month. On Friday, they basically said we will begin selling more of our 1 billion worth of leftover Yeezy sneakers, and the proceeds will be donated to various anti-racism groups. Simultaneously, Kanye decided to, well, it's not simultaneous, it's earlier, the week before. Sorry, my bad. He decided to file a trademark for the Yeezy Sock Shoes, which basically just for you guys to understand what they call the sock shoes is this right here. Is the foam runners basically. Um, Let me share my screen with you guys. So this is what they consider the sock shoes. He decided to file a trademark for the design. So right now we have basically Adidas announcing the basically the sale of all the Yeezy stock they have. I hope it's on for cheap. Maybe I will look for a Yeezy shoe. I've never owned one. If it's for $20, I might take a look into some Yeezy shoes and act like I bought it 2 years ago. Stun. Inverse balling from a mama's basement, keeping true to the brand. RJ,
Just make sure two things. Just make sure they're not $20 because that might mean that they're stolen by a crackhead. Another thing, just make sure that they're not black. Because if they're anything like the Air Force Ones, you
oh man, guys, we have been talking about Kanye for a very long time. We've been following basically unknowing, unbeknownst of us, where this was going to spun out of control. We basically were watching his moves. We started off by discussing. Let me share my screen with you. Back in the days, we started by discussing basically whether he was going to partake in 2024's election. Then we also discussed Kanye with back then our host Corey Moses.
coast,
Hmm?
the coast.
Co-host. Yeah. We decoded Kanye basically discussing the future of America. That was, by the way, a great show
Yeah,
where we discussed a lot of what we can expect. And one thing we you can see, and that's it was great content because months after we saw some of the things we discussed play out in regards to Kanye.
yeah.
Couple of questions we asked: can Adidas grow past Kanye, or can do they need Kanye, or does need Kanye need them? All these things we've discussed, guys. Go check that out.
Yeah,
RJ.
yeah. It was a good show, as you point out. The question whether or not Adidas could function without Ye Well, and also that was one of the key questions we discussed, but also to what extent Ye would bounce back, right? So what's his bigger plan, his strategies, and whether or not he would bounce back. And
And
I
that was,
mean,
by the way, before the whole spinning out of control he did, right?
this was, well, he was already spinning. He was already spinning out of control at this point because that's when they dropped him, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Adidas, so Adidas dropped him, but after but but
yeah.
that was
After the
before.
Yeezy.
But this was definitely before he went to, if I'm not mistaken, this was before he went to Tim Pool, before he went to Lex Friedman, and definitely before the legendary interview with Alex Jones,
Let's
which
go. That
which we
was a
also
crazy
covered. Yeah,
show.
which we also covered. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically after that we also talked about the situation of Adidas. In this show, will the new Adidas CEO choose to reunite with Kanye? As the new Adidas CEO promised turnaround. Um, and there was also the possibility they were talking about maybe burning all these shoes, right? I didn't think it was an actual proposal because as a business, you never burn something that has some value. Maybe you can. I mean, they're probably producing it for $20, so you can even sell it for 25 and still lose money, but still lose less money of the 20. So
Yeah. Well, I think that the the burning of the shoes is only possible when you can write it off, right? So they probably looked for alternatives to write it off and they couldn't.
they could. That is true. That's a good point right there, RJ. Very good point. That's something they people haven't discussed in these articles. They don't talk about the intricate details of writing off and all the things you have to do. They are, I mean, journalists that are know about how to write an article, but sometimes they don't know a lot about the business itself.
Yeah.
So that's a good point right there. So, guys, today we're going to, of course, discuss the trademark of the Yeezy Sock Shoes. Yeezy is trying to, or Kanye is trying to maybe relaunch, or is he trying to sue? Who knows? I mean, we're talking here, looking into what will happen as as well. Adidas is trying to sell. Let's talk about the selling first, the selling aspect. So, as they say, they're going to sell off these shoes starting at the end of this month, and this month we're talking about May 2023. Um, Basically, the Yeezy products have been unavailable to shoppers since Adidas terminated the partnership with Ye in October last year. And at the previous Adidas shareholders meeting, the new CEO basically said that the company had spent months trying to find the solution, as you said before, RJ, before deciding against destroying the item and to rather sell them to benefit various charities that were harmed by what Kanye said. And yeah, and I need that. I have this. I'm gonna play it to you, by the way, before we decide. I have a audio bit for
Okay.
what I thought would be a great idea to play at that moment, but I'm not gonna say the words.
Okay.
But here we are. So we
Well, can I just say something about that? Just if he wanted to sell, if they wanted to contribute to charity, they could have just given away the shoes. But they're going to sell the shoes and then use it to write off their expenses. and they're gonna write it off. I mean, come on, this is corporate, guys. If you think these people are woke, come on, man. It's just business.
This is business, man. 1 billion, man. That's a lot. But then again, the thing is this: it's 1 billion. But don't forget, I don't know if they are valuing this at the sale price of all the things they are. I think it is probably the regular sale price, which means, I mean, the shoes were going for 200, 300 euros or something dollars. I'm not sure. They were quite expensive though. So I think it's in amount of physical products much less than you would expect, since you were paying premium price. I'm curious whether they will also try to sell it at premium price.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it all depends on what the market wants, right? So, hey, at the end of the day, they're just they're like it's just business, man.
All
It's
business.
business. It's just business. They're no NGO.
Guys, if you want to contribute to Adidas, you can go to their website and buy swimsuits as well. We're not gonna talk about that in this show, but you can also buy a swimsuit. If
Let
you don't want to
that's a,
buy
that
trademark Kanye Yeezy shoes, you can always buy a swimsuit and go to the beach and swim in it.
that's literally, uh, and you started the sentence off correctly. You didn't say girls. You said guys.
What do you think you're dealing with, man? We are making a great show over here, guys. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I was building towards that. I already thought, as I was opening the Adidas website, I already thought how I'm gonna say this, how I'm gonna build that up. We are press on the subscribe button and on the notification bell, guys. We're trying to reach a goal, and already I'm already seeing RJ is gonna cut this into a short and try to cancel me. I'm already seeing this.
No.
Anyway, guys, let's continue. So they are going to sell it off. I'm trying to take a look at on the website of Adidas if I already can have a sneak peek of a shoe that I can buy. No, there is nothing near. So I guess we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait until it sells. So we're talking about as well the trademark filed for the shoes. The shoes. What we are talking here, like I showed you before, the shoes are submitted on May the 4th by West Mascot Holdings, and they listed the product as YZY Sock Shoes. The forms were reportedly light and on detail about the sock shoes, how it would look. So they were described as socks with leather soles. Is Kanye trying to come back at the top, Andre? With basically, is he filing for trademark leading up to a rebrand or restart of the Yeezy brand with production from himself?
Yeah, so definitely he wants. Seems like he wants the ownership, right? And the ownership, as the owner of a property, in this case, intellectual property, you have the right to not only exclusively use it, but also determine how other people can use or are allowed to use your owners your property, in this case intellectual property. So what he can do is, indeed, as you said, he can either produce it himself or shop it around to see if he can get someone to a company to partner up with. I do think that, but he needs the ownership first. There are some questions now, some discussions. as to who is the owner, who's the legitimate owner. Is it Adidas? Is it Kanye? Is it someone else? So that also might be a way to get some clarity on that subject. But he claims that it's his idea, or at least his concept, and so he deserves to be regarded as the legal owner as well. You don't do that if you don't have a plan to make some money with it. So I definitely think that that's what he's trying to do.
By the way, I found it. I found the. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Easy. So it has release catalog and schedule may vary in some locations. Available from 31st of May on confirmed. Scan code via camera to download confirmed. A portion of the sale of these items, can you guys see it? Yes. Will be donated in support of the fight against discrimination, hate, racism, and anti-Semitism.
What portion?
The portion after covering all the cost.
Abida.
Look, hey, don't tell the. Anyway, guys, let's continue. Let's continue. We don't reveal everything over here, man. It's called the double touch show. Think, guys. Think about it. Use your brain. We talk about law, we talk about business, and we talk about double thought. Think.
Yes.
Anyway, so what can we expect? I mean, he's trying to is that is, by the way, a great point by you relating to the ownership, because it seems like he has learned from his deal with Adidas. Was he? But I mean, back then when it happened, it seems so weird that he did all that and got out of the contract. But if he has a contract in which it says Adidas owns the property, was it initially a good contract? Because it seems Adidas, basically in the beginning, Adidas tried to sell off the shoes with the Adidas logo on it. It failed. So apparently, Adidas is the owner of these designs.
Yeah, I haven't seen the contract. I haven't looked at the let's say the legalities, but it is a contractual matter. You can, I mean, it all depends on the contract. Right? What was the agreement? If, for example, if you have an employee, usually as the employer, you put in a contract that the invention is yours, even though you pay the person
Everything they create during the time of
the
employment.
employment. Yeah. So in this particular case, I believe it's a partnership, but I don't know what the exact agreement is.
What we
Whether or
can,
not
sorry.
whether or not it's a good contract depends on what you give away, right? So I mean, how much do you sell it for, or what percentage do you receive in royalties, and what percentage of the sales proceed do you receive? So a lot of things play a role. It's difficult to say what if it's a good deal or not, but the negotiation starts with, yeah, the negotiation starts with ownership, but you can give away ownership if it's worth it. You can sell ownership. Look at all these artists selling their catalogs. You can do it,
Now, I'm not saying it's
but
not impossible.
it starts with ownership. So the fact that he's filing for ownership now is a bit worrisome. Is a bit worrisome in my opinion. So it's something that should have been done. Or is he doing it for something else? I don't know.
I think probably he's doing it for the future, right?
Yeah, but is it for an existing product?
So what they say in the article is Long and Works West was previously seen wearing what may have been an early version of the design of the socks in 2019. And they show a picture of the foam runners. But let me see if I can find another. Uh, let me see. Oh, wait a second. They got me. They got me. They got me. They got me. Guys, my bad. My bad. They got me. The article showed a totally wrong product. This is the apparently this is the sock shoes.
Yeah.
So this is a totally new product.
Yeah.
So this is he's leaving the other behind. You guys can have it. I made a bad deal. You guys have ownership, but from now on, I'm the one who owns it, who owns everything. It seems like.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a good idea. So this means that he's doing it in the inception, right? At its inception.
Yeah.
Yeezy, he is Yeezy. So Adidas can't claim Yeezy, the name Yeezy. He's Yeezy. Kanye is Yeezy. And the sock shoes is going to be his new brand. And it does seem like this is going to be
I
easy.
might buy this. This is some fly stuff, man. I'm
Yeah.
walking around like I'm barefoot.
Yeah. Well, it does fit with your brand, right? And first balling from Mama's basement.
Mama's basement, man. You tried to set me up, by the way, guys.
Also,
You tried to set me up. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me search it up real quick. You're putting me out there, making shorts from guys. Just so you know, we posted this short earlier this week, or we're gonna post it. I'm not sure by this time we already did it, but you created like a short of a previous show we did. Can you see it? Can you see it, guys? I hope you can hear it. Can you hear it? Cannot do CPR from me. Can you hear it? Okay, guys. So this is the short our great editor has created. Trying to set me up, looking crazy out here, but it's a good one. I have to admit. I have to admit, it's nicely done. But
gradually, man. But I mean, the moment we get monetized, that's why we keep asking you guys to subscribe, because the moment we get monetized, the qualities and the content and the quantity will become.
but let's take a look at what how people try to set me up from my mama's basement, man. I'm trying to get out of here, but they try to, you know. Let me do the full screen. I'm gonna play it for you guys. Let's see. Cannot do CPR from here. From here, guys, if you don't know, from here is from my mama's basement. It is what it is, guys. I'm struggling. I'm the struggling one of the two of us. Hit that subscribe button. Get out of my mama's basement.
That's a pity call to action. You're using sign language to get that subscribe.
Hey, blink if you're blink if you need a subscriber. Let's start with it. It's showtime, guys. Welcome at the Double Thought Show. We always make jokes like this. We try to have a fun show as always. So, anyway, today we're going to talk about. Yeah, guys. So I mean, that was all improvised. We haven't really. Well, in general, we these things are not really prearranged. So it's kind of a off the cuff moment, and yes, it fits in my brand. I might have to buy I might have to ask my mama for $1,000, or I have to find a queen who's willing to give me a sugar mama
Yeah.
who's willing to give your boy 1,000 to buy this fly ass shoe.
Yeah. Uh, but the fact that you're with a queen doesn't mean that you're a king, because as
I don't need to be a king. I'll be the prince. If you lace me up with these Yeezy sock shoes, I'll be the Joker.
yeah,
I'll be a peasant. No, I'm just
well, you
he's
can
gonna
see
cut this out. He's gonna oh my god. I should have said it. I should have said it. Oh my god.
you can
Guys,
also
it's
see
all jokes. It's all jokes.
you can also see if you can buy the socks on layaway. Also a possibility. But yeah, man, it does seem like I mean, I like these shoes better than the other ones, although the other ones,
Apparently they fit real good.
that's what the other ones you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say they're very comfortable, but the look is not the look that I'm looking for. But hey, Yeezy is a I think as I think I've mentioned this already. He's a genius, whether you agree with him or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you say we don't understand people who color outside the lines, but they see things differently, man. And hey, let's see what will happen to Ye. But I do think that it's smart move. It's a smart move for him. He's clearly learned from his, at least this part of the business. First get the trademark. Afterwards, he can negotiate with people, but this time he will probably keep more
If they
in.
break the contract, he takes his shoes with him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
this time, the shoes stayed with Adidas, so he's not earning anything.
Well, he can still in a deal give away the shoes, right? So that's what he shouldn't do.
Oh,
But now,
yeah. Learn from your mistakes,
yeah.
Kanye. Maybe we can hire the Double Thought law firm. No, I'm just kidding. There is
um,
no Double Thought law firm.
no, and Kanye, we support you in all you do, but
Follow this. Anyway, guys, thank you for
you
watching.
have people in your posse that we cannot align ourselves.
Oh yeah, definitely. We might have to punch them up, and then we get a case, and then we have to do a show about ourselves.
Yeah, don't need to do.
Guys, stay tuned.
If it doesn't work out, we might. I mean, no, not even then, man. We're not trying to get on O'Shea Duke Jackson's radar, man. For the wrong reasons.
For the wrong reason. These two guys, they punched up so and so.
Bima!
Hey, shout out to O'Shea, man. Great content out there. Guys, want to thank you for watching this show. RJ, you want to say something?
Yes,
Let's close it
guys. Yes, guys. Thank you for your support. Remember to comment below. Let us know what you believe. Do you think Kanye will make a comeback? Yes or no? And what do you think of Adidas? Have you purchased Adidas shoes? Will Adidas suffer, or have they suffered? Have they reached the bottom line as to their suffering? Will you buy the Yeezys that Adidas is selling, the leftover Yeezys? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you once more for your support. Rate the show by pressing the like button. Share the video with your friends, family, and your enemies. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel because it really helps us reach our monetization goals, which will enable us to produce better quality shows and even more frequent shows. Follow us on our socials at Double Touch Show on Instagram and Facebook. We'll see each other in the next one. Until next time,
there.
peace.